Hi everyone, and welcome to your evening class. Welcome to getting on your mat tonight and giving yourself the opportunity to just unwind, unravel, let it go, move, breathe, feel. I got Stacey here with me tonight. Look at that smile. I mean, how could you not relax after something like that, right? So I have my beautiful girl Stacey here with me. She's gonna help me out in flowing on the mat with you and with me tonight. So let's come on into a phenomenal child's pose. How about that? Child's pose is always that place that feels like your home, right? We're gonna drop down. And Stacey's gonna do whatever she does in her child's pose. So if she finds that she likes to move through her hips or she likes to reach through her fingertips, if you find that you just wanna drop down, separate your knees, let your chest drop in between your thighs, relax through your toes, and then close your eyes and close your mouth, and we're just gonna breathe. So Ujjayi is the way to go for me. I personally love Ujjayi breathing. So that's just, and you can look it up online, it's just an opportunity to bring in some internal heat. It's full inhales and exhales. How often do we get to take full inhales and exhales? How often do we really get to move and expand through the rib cage and enjoy being present in feeling your breath move? We're breathing all day long. How many opportunities do you take to just really feel it? So we're here in child's pose, breathing and feeling. And I'd like for you to let the weight of your head get real heavy into the floor. We're gonna be here for just about 30 minutes, 35 minutes to decompress, to let go, to get away from your computer and your Zooms and all that stuff. So look at Stacey now. She's moving through her wrist. I like to do that too, right? So little movement through the wrist. Maybe you've been working on a computer all day long. So just open and close the hands, move, make circles. Then let's find a reach. So go ahead, Stacey, and reach out with your fingertips extended long. So now when we use the floor, we create a little space and we feel a little pull through the shoulders, and that feels nice. And we've been breathing here for a little bit, so maybe you can bring your knees out just a little bit wider. Only if it feels good. Keep them right where they are if that feels better. If you're up on the toes, you might get a cramp through the arches of your feet. So if you're not where Stacey is, her feet are nice and relaxed. She's got the top of the feet in the floor, and she's not dealing with anything inside of the feet. But if you start to feel something in there, then just know that you can let that go. We're gonna lift the head and chest up, and we're gonna take the whole upper body over to your right side. So go ahead and walk yourself over as far to the right, Stacey, as you wanna go. With your head lifted and your chest lifted, a big breath in. As you exhale, let it drop down. I like to relax through my head, but still find energy through my fingertips. Because for me, it feels good to create that length through the rib cage, right? I use the floor and I just kind of find a little pull, and then I let myself stay in that Ujjayi where it's the full inhales and exhales. If it feels better for you to let your breath, not be as full, don't go as deep, it's not a forced thing, it's just a nice feel good. We're gonna lift up and come over to the left side. So while you're lifted, find that big breath in as far to the left as you wanna go. And on the exhale, you'll drop down and create and feel and reach. And if you wanna just let everything go and not do anything, you can completely relax here, right? The weight of your head, the weight of your eyeballs, your teeth are unclenched, your face is relaxed. We're gonna come back center onto the mat, and then go ahead and just come up onto your hands and knees, Stay. So bring your knees under your hips. We'll bring your wrists under your shoulders. We're gonna come up onto the toes. So she's on the balls of her feet, and she's gonna stretch out a little bit through the arches of the feet. We're gonna push yourself away from the floor. And then we're gonna pretend you have two pieces of chalk on your sit bones. So she's gonna exaggerate a little bit through her butt bones back behind her. And then with those pieces of chalk, we're gonna make a circle on the back wall, one direction. So you're just gonna slowly move just through the hips. So we're gonna keep it out of the shoulders, and we're gonna take that and we're just gonna tuck up and round it. So the shoulders will stay real still, and we're just gonna round and feel just a nice little movement through that low back. So if you've been sitting on your low back, yeah, let that just, and slow motion, right? No rush to complete that full circle. We're gonna reverse it. So let's take it the other way. Tuck it all the way up, Stace, and then bring it around. Yeah, find that tuck up where you can feel a little pull through your low back. Find that tuck. And then we have one more, tuck it up. Now on this one, we're gonna take the shoulders, big circle, right? So just a big movement, yeah, all the way around in the shoulders, we're in the wrist, slow circle, find a rhythm in it, or rhythm it the other direction. And you can make it real big, or you can keep it kind of medium or small, you choose. But if you got that range going, then why not go ahead and use it? And then we're gonna come center right here. Relax through your toes, let your head drop low. You're looking through your legs, bring your belly button all the way up. So round that belly button all the way up, push yourself strong away from the floor, and then let's open up. So cat-cows here. Inhale, we're on the toes. And on the exhale, you'll round and tuck it. Stacey's gonna take it at her own pace. So you're just breathing through your cat-cows. Your cat, you'll open it, you'll be on the balls of your feet. You'll round it up in your cow, you'll tuck up and find just the feel goods, right? So we're just moving through your flow. Beautiful. Pulling back through the shoulders. On this round up, stay on this one. So round and tuck it, release the toes. Let's stay right here. Let your head drop and say a slow motion no. So just an easy ear to the shoulder, turn the head, staying loose through the cervical spine. Very nice. And then we'll come back center, back up onto the toes, and we'll take your left arm and reach it up to the sky. So just extend your left arm, open it up here to the sky, peel back, yeah, through that left side, big breath in, and as you exhale, we're gonna guide that left arm under, drop into your left shoulder, yeah, and let your body weight just drop down. So reach that right arm, Stace, where you like it to be. So it could be over your head, you can walk it to the left side, you can bring it to the outside of your left hip. So if you like to catch your right palm to your left hip and open through that right shoulder, you can work that too if that feels nice. Yeah, and you can use just the palm of your hand to press a little bit, and then on your exhales, you'll bring that shoulder back. Yeah, does that feel good in your left shoulder? Mm-hmm. Nice. So we're just relaxing here. And again, we're staying on the balls of the feet, pushing back through the heels. So we're just opening up. Maybe you were wearing, shoes today, and maybe now you just have the opportunity to get your feet naked and feel good and move through your toes. Go ahead and use that right hand in front of your face to press yourself up. Nice. And then we'll take that right arm up to the sky. Big breath in. Open it up. On the exhale, we're gonna thread that under, reach it all the way through, drop into that right ear, and then bring that left arm where you brought the right one. What feels good for you? So maybe you're reaching it out, maybe it's overhead, maybe you're walking it to the right, maybe it's outside of that right hip, maybe you're catching onto it, right? So as we exhale, we'll peel back through that left shoulder, and we're dipping down through the right. So you can feel that as your right arm is extending through, you can feel almost a nice, it's like grabbing your wrist and giving yourself a little pull, but you're already in the floor, so you can press and use that. And then we're gonna find our downward facing dog, slow and easy. So we're gonna find your downward facing dog. It's an inverted V. We're gonna get nice and long. We're gonna turn things on. So the gaze is through the legs. Hands are shoulder width distance apart, middle fingers are in line with your shoulders, and then we're gonna let your head drop down low, we'll let your seat drive up high, and there she goes. So you're just bending one knee at a time, and that feels good in your hips, it feels good in your hamstrings, right? So if you're really tight, you can keep your knees bent the whole time. If you feel good, straighten both legs. Yes. Then we're just gonna lift the heels up. So let's get on the tippy toes, a breath in, and as you exhale, relax them down. And inhale, we'll take them up. And exhale, release it. And one more time, let's take them up. Find that lift, and then relax it down. Now let's stay here. As we exaggerate a little bit through the seat, all we're gonna do is walk your feet up, Stace, just enough to get your heels in the floor. Just enough to press down, and we're gonna stay right here. We're gonna breathe into the Achilles. So you feel that deeper stretch running up a little bit here. So if you're really tight back here, you can always have a slight bend in those knees. You can have a big bend in those knees, right? What's working for you? Guess what? If you're really tight in your wrists, if you're really tight in your shoulders, come down onto your forearms. So come down into that and give yourself a gift there, right? You can interlace your fingers over your head and just kind of let your head relax and get yourself nice and comfortable here. So we're just gonna be here for a few breaths. And again, if you wanted your knees bent, you're gonna bend your knees and get yourself cozy, right? And we're relaxing through the neck. And then we're going to come back down into our child's pose. So bring the knees down. Now there's an opportunity to maybe go a tiny bit wider. We're starting to open up just a little bit. And I like to thread my arms in child's pose. So we're going to take the left arm under the right. So left arm just threads under the right, like we did up when we were up. Yeah, just thread that guy over. Nice. There's no sorry in yoga. You just move as it feels good. And that right arm can reach over. Yeah, and we'll peel back through the rib cage. So let's just let it go here. Let the body weight drop down. Let your breath be your own. And give yourself the gift right now of coming out of all these fleeting thoughts in your head and only listen to the sounds of your body. Only listen to the words that I'm sharing, thinking about your rib cage, breathing into your hips, relaxing through your toes. Let the weight of your head be heavy in the floor. And then we'll slide that right hand in front of your face, press yourself up, and we'll thread it through to the other side. And again, we're just finding enough to feel, just enough to feel. So there's no forcing, there's no pushing, and we're breathing. The left ribs are rolling open a little bit. The seat's getting a little bit lower, right? We're relaxing more through the toes. And then slow and easy. Use that left hand in front, press yourself up. We're gonna come back onto the hands and knees. And we're gonna work a little bit, come back up onto the toes, Stace, and we're gonna work a little bit through some wrist mobility. So let's go ahead and turn your middle fingers in towards each other. So this might be really difficult. If you have really tight wrists, don't feel like you need to get it exactly in there, right? You're just gonna take the turn that works for you. And we're gonna straighten the arms and push away with your fingers spread wide. And then all I want you to do is close your eyes and pull your shoulders back and exaggerate through your seat a little bit. We're inside of the wrist. With your eyes closed and your chin where your neck feels good, turn your middle fingers out to the sidewall and push yourself away from the floor. Go ahead and push it away. Fingers are spread real wide, so we have that strong foundation through the hands. And then let's go ahead and turn your middle fingers in towards your knees. And again, your middle fingers might not turn in that far, so you can keep it out, modify it however you need to. If they turn all the way in, that's a deeper stretch, right? Now we're just gonna peel the palms up. We're gonna rock forward and back. And as we do that, we're opening the fingers, we're spreading the fingers wide, and we're creating that nice space in the little muscles in your hands, right? So how often do you get to love your hands like this? Does it feel good? Yes. Yeah, it feels really good for me. And again, that doesn't mean it has to feel good for you. If you don't like it, guys, get off of it. You can come down on your forearms. Turn those fingertips forward. Let's reverse the stretch in the right hand. So just a little body weight. You're only gonna go as far back as you want to. There's just a little weight in there. So we're not just jamming on it, just a little bit to feel that, just the reverse stretch, right? You feel that there?
Oh, definitely.
And then we'll reach that out, open and close it, circle it through, and we'll drop that right palm, and then we'll flip it. Take it on that left side, just enough weight to feel good. And sometimes it's like a little on an angle, right? So take it a little bit back so you can press down, reach it out, open and close it, circle it around. And then we'll drop that left wrist. We're gonna bring your right heel up to the sky, Stace. So just flex your toes and just feel your right glute engage as you curl that heel in and you push that heel up. And then I want you to point your toes and just circle through that ankle. Big circle, both directions. Now, Stacy's gonna stay up here on her palms. We're just circling through that ankle. If you wanted to take a little break, you could come down, whoa, not while you're up there, but you could come down onto your forearms and you could have been here. So if you wanna give yourself that modification. Now, in slow motion, reach back, Stacy, with your left hand and catch your right ankle or your pant leg. Just catch it. Yeah, now get a little active in it, right? Lift that leg up, roll open through that left shoulder. She's pushing away from the floor. That's gorgeous. We're just breathing right here for 5. So you want to keep your chin down. Look at your right thumb so that you stay nice and relaxed through that neck. 4, 3, but she's got an active kick on. She's kicking her foot away so that she can pull a little bit through that shoulder so she can get the stretch in there. Because if she was lazy in it and she didn't do anything, she wouldn't get to feel much, right? Yeah, if you just kind of chill out there. So you really want to turn that on. Go ahead and release that down. Find your down dog. So we'll walk the arms out. Downward facing dog, the seat is high. We'll stretch the right leg up, bend that right knee, roll open through that right hip. So now we're gonna breathe into that psoas. Nice, she's got her toes pointed here, and we can do a point and a flex. Flex the toes in and point it out. Again, we're back in mobility of the ankle, and push it, flex it in, and push. Hold the flexion, Stacey I, pull it in, nice, and we'll drop that right foot down. Beautiful. So right foot finds the floor. We'll shift into a high plank. So let's get a little core right here. She's in a high plank position on an angle from her shoulders to her hips, down through the knees and into the ankles. If I wanted to modify this, I would say put your knees to the floor, Stace, but keep your hips nice and flat. So here's a nice modification. She's still working through the abdominals, but we're taking that extra weight off by putting the knees down. So modifying is always a beautiful thing to do. Feel free to do it as long as you want to here. If you feel stronger, pick up those knees. We're gonna hold that high plank. She's keeping them down. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, child's pose. Take a seat back. Beautiful, let your head relax. We're just gonna find a little energy through the fingertips. And she's moving, hips going side to side. So now she's talking to the psoas a little bit. It's starting to warm up in there. And then we'll come back up, hands and knees. So wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, we're up onto the toes. And we're gonna take that left heel to the sky. She's got an active foot, she's curling the heel in, so she's got that glute on. Beautiful. And then we'll point the toes, and we're just gonna circle through the ankle. Big circle, one direction. So don't let your shoulders collapse. Stacey's staying real strong in it, and I want to remind you of that. Don't let yourself let your chest drop. She's pushing herself away from the floor. Reverse the circle. We'll take it the other way. Reaching around. Then guide it in a little more. Right hand catches. Go ahead and stretch it back. Lift it up. She's going to get active in it. So we're lifting that left leg. We're rolling open through that right shoulder. Maybe your eyes are closed, maybe they're open. But I find that if you're looking down at the floor, you're gonna keep that neck nice and relaxed. If it feels good, you can look up to the sky. So if that feels better for you and you like to look up, go for it. We're here for 5, we're still kicking back, 4, 3. It's a gentle release, so nice and easy. Drop that foot, come on into your down dog. So we'll let your head drop, let your seat go up, sit bones to the sky like headlights, left leg gets high, bend that left knee, roll open through that left hip. Very nice, Stace. Point the toes and flex it back. Find the flexion, and then we'll point the toes and we'll flex it. She's chilling out through this leg. Point the toes and flex it. One more time, we'll drop the foot. Nicely done. So here we are in downward facing dog. We're gonna take baby steps, one little step at a time, bending your knees just as much as you need to. So just one little baby step at a time until we walk ourselves all the way up to the front of your mat. So take your time, because we're still getting warm in the spine. We're still getting warm through the hamstrings. We're still warming it up. So once your feet get up to your wrists, we'll keep your feet as wide as your hips. We're gonna bring your palms onto your shins. So just lift yourself up. So palms are as high up on your shins as you need to find a nice flat back. She's got a nice flat back here. We'll breathe in. As you exhale, go ahead and hug yourself. So wrap your hands behind your calves. Give yourself a little pull, nice. And then palms drop flat again. Let's take that lift halfway. Breathe it in. As you exhale, find the love, fold it here. Now walk your whole upper body Stace over to the right. Catch your hands behind that calf. Lift up. Inhale, exhale, love on it, pull, fold, feel. Right here, we're gonna stay right here. So we're just hugging and turning the torso as far to the right as it wants to go. We're just hugging, and the neck is relaxed, the face is relaxed. We're gonna take that to the left, grab on, lift up, breathe in, exhale, love on it, fold it, feel it, pull. And then she's gonna stay here, and as we breathe on the exhales, we'll find a little more, right? Maybe it's going a little more left. Maybe we're hugging a little bit stronger. We're gonna come back center in ragdoll, grab opposite elbow to hand. We're hanging loose. If it feels good for you, find a sway side to side. If you don't like it, don't do it, just hang out right there. Beautiful. Then we're gonna let the arms drop down heavy, and one vertebrae, she's gonna roll up real slow. So it's just vertebrae by vertebrae, one at a time. We're coming up. So start to lift your thighs up as your head lifts, as your shoulders come up. I want you to shrug your shoulders up by your ears. Big shrug, breathe in. As you exhale, roll it back. Do it again, shrug it up. Big inhale, exhale, roll it back. One more time, big shrug up, and exhale, roll it back. Let's walk up to the front of the mat, and we'll bring your hands to your heart center. We're gonna bring your feet together. So let the insides of your feet touch each other. We're gonna stretch the arms out real wide, Stace, and just open the chest up to the sky. Big breath in, we'll reach up. On the exhale, forward fold, dive in nice and tight. Forward fold, we're coming down, we're coming in, we're feeling something. Halfway lift, we'll lengthen that back. Step back to your high plank, and we're gonna settle in. High plank position right here. You can be on your knees or not. We're tucking through the pelvis. We're using the triceps. Now we're gonna bring the knees to the floor. We're gonna modify our chaturanga. So as we lower down, we're gonna move a little bit forward. So Stace, go right into your modified chaturanga, babe. Go ahead and lower yourself down. She's got her elbows on top of her wrists. Her shoulders are in line with her elbows. Gorgeous. She's tucking her pelvis right here. If you needed a little more of a break, let your whole belly come down to the floor at this point. So you can relax all of that right there. And then you can find a modified up dog. Slide the palms back, squeeze the glutes, release the toes. So you can either find cobra or you can straighten those arms all the way. What feels good for you? We're gonna breathe it in, gorgeous. And then from the knees to the toes, we'll be in downward facing dog. So we'll come down, yes, very nice. Down dog, here we are. Let's go ahead and take your right hand outside of your left leg, turn your chest to the left, catch on, yep, catch it and pull. Nice torso twist. And then we'll switch sides. Left guy comes to the right, catch on and pull it. Beautiful. And then we'll open up into your dog. We're gonna stretch your right leg up to the sky and then sweep your right foot to the outside of your right pinky and stay right there in a wide stance runner's lunge. Step it outside of your pinky, nice. So she's nice and wide. And you can slide that left foot back as far as you want to. We're just gonna breathe right here in the psoas. We're turning that left hip down. We got the arms nice and straight. We're gonna breathe into that right glute. So the right seat's dropping down. We're just feeling good. And then we'll bring your left wrist under your shoulder, Stace, right under, reach your right arm to the sky. Right arm's gonna reach up. Ah, very nice, beautiful. Again, chin is where the neck feels good. You can be looking wherever you want to be. Maybe you're looking down. We're stretching that right arm overhead. If you want to look up through the fingertips and just feel the space run through that right rib cage. So reach that right arm overhead, stretch it here. Oh, yeah, find that reach, nice. And let your right palm shine down. So we're just getting pulled out from the right side of the ribs. And then we're gonna bring that right hand inside of your right foot. And we're gonna take your block or two blocks and we're gonna come down on your forearms. So if you don't need your blocks, you don't have to use blocks here. We're gonna come down on the forearms. If you want to modify, you can drop your left knee to the floor and then you can just breathe into that psoas here. So she's relaxing into that left hip flexor, that right glute. And there's no... Yeah, without blocks, it's pretty deep. It's really deep. Yeah, I agree with you. See, so Stacey's loving the blocks too. I'm big on the cork blocks because I feel like they just, they just enhance everything, all the movements, and allow you to not feel like you're struggling and, trembling in a pose when really you want to just let your body melt into the pose, right? Go into the deep part of it, nice and warm. And while we're here, If you wanted to check something out, you could slide your left knee back like 1/2 inch and see if you got a little more inside of those warm hips. If you did, then go ahead and breathe into that. That looks really nice, Stace. Now, does it feel good?
It feels amazing.
Yeah, see? So if you've been at your computer, yeah, talk to me. Where do you feel it?
It's just totally awakened.
Excellent.
I'm sitting, I'm driving. I didn't even know that this pose could do this.
Fantastic. So, Stace, we're gonna stay with that left knee in the floor. And you're gonna lift your torso up. So press up onto your blocks with your palms and just straighten your right leg. Sit back into your left seat and let your right leg go straight. Nice and easy, yeah. And if you want to, Stacey, move your blocks where you need to. You can flex that right foot and get on that right heel. Nice. Now we're going into the love of the back of that right hamstring, right? So as she exhales, maybe the chest drops a little deeper, right? Maybe you bring your blocks out a little further and you go for creating some lengthened space there. So again, she's moving them the way that she needs to. So now they're flat, they're not up higher because she doesn't need as much. And if you wanted to get longer, if you wanted more in your shoulders, if you were jacked up in your shoulders, you could go into that. She's jacked up in her hamstring more, so she's not focused so much on getting those guys away. She's more breathing into that right hamstring, right? Is that what I'm sensing?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So she's breathing right into this baby right here. And with the flexion of her right foot, that's given her an opportunity to get inside of that calf and inside that Achilles, right? In the ankle a little bit. So again, just nice. There's no rush, right? We're not rushing out of it. We're not jumping out of it. We're gonna go slowly back into the lunge, Stace, where you were. So bend that front knee where we started. Yeah, we'll bring the blocks out of your way. And then we're gonna lift that left knee up and we're just gonna find a high plank. Gorgeous. Now, we'll bring the knees to the floor. We're gonna modify our chaturanga. Come on down, nice and slow and easy. So Stace is strong enough that she's keeping that pelvis lifted. If you want to drop it, feel free to do so. Modify the up dog. Come on up. Engage through the glutes. She's got her glutes on. She's squeezing. That protects the low back from the knees to the toes. Or in downward facing dog. Let it feel good. So if you love those torso twists, I personally do, take one on each side. If you don't, you can hang out in down dog. So whichever feels good for you. I like them, they feel good for me. I've had some of my clients and friends say they don't love it so much for whatever reason. I don't know what that is other than maybe you're really tight in your low back. So now we're gonna take that left leg, we're gonna lift it up, and we're gonna sweep the left foot to the outside of your left pinky. We're just gonna slide that right foot back and we're gonna stay right here in that wide stance runner's lunge. So she's breathing into that quad, she's lengthening along through that psoas. We're down through that left glute, that feels nice. How are you feeling, babe? Good?
It's good.
Good. And your neck is nice and relaxed, right? So remember, you always want to check in on that. We have a tendency to kind of shrug, or we have a tendency to be rounding. So check in with your neck in your poses. And then that right knee can come down nice and slow. And then maybe that right knee slides back a little bit. We could get our blocks going on here. We're gonna settle into this one. So take your blocks, you can have them flat, you can have them high up. Again, it's all about feeling. We're getting into the feeling, the movement, the breath, and we're staying real present in how do I feel in this pose? Where can I let go? That's the question. Where can I let go? And where can I bring something if I need it? So maybe you can let go in just your headspace, just your mind, where it's like, I'm not going deep enough. I'm not as deep as she is. Get rid of all that ego stuff. Maybe that's something that you're gonna let go. What can you bring into it? Maybe that right knee comes back a little more. Maybe that left seat drops down. Maybe the weight of your torso drops down a little more, and that gives you the opportunity to go deeper everywhere else. So we're just gonna breathe right here. Good breath, Stace. Nice, full, deep breathing. Now, do you find one side was tighter than the other? Mm-hmm. So we're very imbalanced as humans. We're very imbalanced. So a lot of times we got something going on the right side and not on the left. I personally carry all of my bags on my right side, so I'm jacked up on that side. I know what it's like. So we're trying to think about where are our imbalances? How can we even those out? Now we'll press up, slow and easy. We're going to straighten that front leg, and we're going to shift that right seat back. Yeah, and use your blocks wherever you need them. You can take them high, you can keep them low, flexing those toes. And then as Stacey exhales, she's bringing herself down, and she's getting inside that hamstring, right? And she's just going to manipulate with those blocks and find the feel goods. You could be on your forearms here. So if you wanted to get off your wrists and drop down into your forearms, go for that one. If that's too low, maybe that's too deep for you, then stay right where you are. So let's find another 2 breaths right here. Yeah, breathe into it. We're letting go up here. Very nice, beautiful. So she's got her gaze at her toes, and that gives her the opportunity to let go through that upper body. And then slow and easy, we're going to find that lunge again. So bend that left knee, get the blocks out of your way. We'll lift that back knee up. We'll find a high plank with a step back on the left side. Here we are in a high plank position. Nice. We're going to bring the right knee under your right knee under your hip. And your right wrist under your shoulder, and we're going to turn your left foot sideways in a modified side angle. So left foot turns, left middle finger comes to the sky. This guy stays in the floor.
Oh, sorry.
No, you got it, honey. Turn it into the floor, though. Yep. And this guy can kick out now. So you can kick the ball of that foot. Yeah, so now we're nice and stable. We're going to reach that left arm up, and then we'll stretch it overhead. Ah, gorgeous. And that just feels good right here as we roll open through the rib cage. Now, if you feel good, lift your left leg up and reach your toes way back. Point your toes to the back wall. Get that left leg nice and high. Gorgeous, Stacey. Very nice. Let's take a connection. Bend that knee. Catch that foot. Reach back with your left hand. Catch the big toe side if you can, the inside. Yeah, now lift it up. So that right foot could be wherever it is, and you can bring your gaze wherever you want to. She's breathing into the whole front of that quad right here. And as she kicks that foot, she's breathing into that shoulder for 5, 4, 3, slow and easy. Come on into your high plank. So we'll step that back. Right foot steps back. We're going to find our chaturanga. Let's come down slow. Chaturanga.
For you.
Oh, she's doing this one for me. Thank you, Stace. Up dog, we'll breathe in. Pulling the shoulder blades together. Downward facing dog, we'll find the exhale. Very nice.
Can't guarantee there'll be another one.
I won't be greedy, I promise. So let's flow a little bit. Bend the knees, step or float your feet up to the front of your mat. Find a lift halfway, we're breathing in. As you exhale, forward fold. As you inhale, touch the sky. Come on up, nice and high. Breathe in, gorgeous. Exhale, forward fold, dive down low. Feel something in that forward fold. Halfway lift, we're gonna breathe in here. Step or lightly jump back to your high plank. You choose. Chaturanga, we're down easy. Let's feel that strong in your arms, right? Feel that strong in your core. Up dog, we're gonna breathe in, and we're gonna pull the shoulder blades back. Chaturanga, so come back into it, strong. Yes, downward facing dog, the seat is high, the head drops low, bend the knees, step or float your feet, we're at the front. Find the lift, halfway breathe in, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, straight legs, come up tall, stay all the way up, stay high, interlace the fingers overhead with the pointer fingers up to the sky right here. Root yourself down through the floor, breathe in. As you exhale, upper body comes to the right. So let's just stretch it over. Yeah, peel back through that left rib cage, squeeze through the glutes, through the quads. So that lower body she's got staying on. Come on back center, get real tall, stays, breathe in. As you exhale, take it to your left, stretch it over. Let it feel good. Come back center, forward fold, dive in easy. Halfway lift, create the space. Find your high plank. We're gonna hold high plank, and we'll bring that left knee under your hip, right foot turns, kick that left foot out, left wrist under. Here we are, find the reach. Yeah, so she's getting that foot where she needs it to feel nice and stable. We'll reach that arm overhead, let that palm drop. I'm gonna grab her wrist and just pull her forward, stretch her out. We're gonna lift that right leg up. I'm gonna grab her ankle and pull her back. So toes come out, Stace, reach through that foot. So toes to me, yes, extension through the top of that foot. Now lift that foot up, lift that leg up. 5, yeah, 4, she's working. 3, bend the knee. Catch the big toe side if you can, inside of the foot. Here she goes. She's kicking. We're in the quad. We're breathing into that. Now, if you want to challenge your balance, close your eyes. So that's a nice, fun thing to do, right? As we challenge our balance, then all those little muscles got to come into play to save you. 5, 4, keep kicking it. 3, 2, easy release into your down dog. From your down dog, Stacy, bend your knees, step or float your feet 2 or through your hands, take a seat into the floor. Yeah, so we're gonna sit down right here, and we're gonna bring the soles of the feet together. Soles of the feet come together, and we're gonna walk your arms out as long as you are, Stace, from your wrist to your shoulders. Walk those arms out. So bring your heels away from you as far as you can go, where your arms reach the top of your toes. Find a big breath in, lift up through your chest. As you exhale, bend the elbows, fold your face into your toes. So wrap your hands around the tops of your toes if you can, Stace. Yeah, let your forearms come outside of your shins. That's it. Now breathe into your butterfly. So breathe right here. So Stacy will benefit from me just coming here and giving her a little extra love. So if you had somebody at home to breathe with you,
You're lucky.
yeah, then you're really lucky. You're one of the lucky ones. But if you don't, it's still an amazing stretch all on your own. Now, does this feel good, Stace?
It's amazing.
So she's just gonna let those hips, because she's been sitting for too long, and the hips are like, hey, come give me some love. Very nice. So very, very slowly, we're gonna take a moment to stay here and feel good. And you're just letting your breath be your own. And then one vertebrae at a time. We're gonna keep the soles of our feet together. We're gonna lie back into your butterfly. So just slow and easy. You can support yourself with your hands behind you. And we're gonna come back into the mat with the soles of the feet still together. And you can now work your heels up towards your seat and let your knees drop out. Yeah, let your shoulder blades drop into the floor. You can relax through your arms, and you can let your palms be up or let them be right where they're landed for Stace, right there on her hips. We're just taking some time to feel. Very nice. Then we're just gonna close the thighs in towards each other, and we're gonna step the feet wider than your hips. We're gonna let your arms drop out into a T. Let your palms drop down to the floor. So go ahead and turn them down. Yeah, nice. Now, separate your legs too. So your feet are wider than your hips with your knees coming out nice and wide. So step your feet even wider, Stace. Yeah, big, wide. Now we're gonna take 2 knees to the left.
Oh, I love this one.
Yeah, that one's so nice, right? We're just kind of pulling on that hip. Now pick up your left foot and press on your right leg. Yeah, so now she's in charge. She's got some weight with that left leg, and she's just breathing into that whole psoas here, right? So it's a nice little pull. It's almost like having a friend, right? Just come by and stretch you, because you got the weight of that leg where you can pull on it. And let your shoulder blades touch into the floor if you can. So see if you can press your shoulder blades down. And this is one of my favorite ones. It just always feels good inside there. And then we'll come back with 2 knees up, 2 feet in the floor, big breath in. As you exhale, take 2 knees over to the right side. Hold it there for a moment. I like these tights, very cute.
Thank you.
Nice little pattern. Right foot comes up, and we're gonna press and breathe into that left side. All the way. So she's got it all the way going down through the outside of that left quad as well. And if it's too much, then you can not even put that foot up there. You can have that right foot, yeah, you can just modify, and maybe that's enough. So if that's enough for you, great. If you want more, put it up there and use it to press. That's right, that's right. Get on the horse. Just in that hip. Let's take a few more moments here. And then we're gonna come center with both knees into your chest. Hug them in, big hug. We're gonna find happy baby. Catch the inside or outer edges of your feet. We got a nice pull down. So on this one, as we find the exhales, the thighs come outside of the rib cage. We are using some arm strength to give yourself that pull. We're stacking the ankles on top of the knees. If you like to move, you can move around through it. If you like to get real still, you can stay real still. You choose. Then from here, yep, she can straighten one leg at a time, right? So one leg, pull it back, because we got inside there and it feels good now to stretch it out. Now we can straighten both legs in a wide straddle, Stace. And Stacy's able to grab her feet. If you couldn't grab your feet, if you're not that flexible, you can come behind the knees and pull back that way. You can come behind the calves, right? So wherever you're gonna get the most benefit for you, where you're not making it shake, you're not trembling, you're not forcing it, you're finding a place where you can breathe into it. And we'll cross the right knee over the left. Right knee crosses over the left with the knees bent. Yeah, arms drop out to the side in the T. Big breath in. As you exhale, lower body comes left. And let it just drop into the floor. Lower body's left. We're gonna stay here, and we're gonna shift our mind space. So as you relax down through your lower body, I want you to shift your mind space from all the stuff that I've been saying to you. And I want you to just take a moment, and I want you to imagine that the sky is the most beautiful color that you've ever seen. And the thoughts in your mind space, as they start to come, I want you to think about tying it to a little colorful balloon and letting it float up into the sky. So all of your favorite colors, when you see that balloon, take that thought, attach it, see the color, and watch it slowly float all the way up into the sky. And as you let the balloon float away, let the weight of your body get heavier and heavier into the floor. And keep your mind space on those balloons as much as you can, right? So maybe there's only 2 or 3 balloons in the sky. Maybe you really were just having your focus on just the balloons and that was it. But if you feel like other things are coming in, don't forget to take that different color balloon and tie that little thought on there and just let it go. And while you're doing that, I want you to come center with your legs, with your knees crossed, and reverse it. Left guy crosses over the right. Big breath in. As you exhale, deep exhale, we're coming, lower body comes to the right. Let it drop into the floor. What does your sky look like? Where are your colors? Where's your breath? Let it be your own. So we're coming into just natural rhythm of breath. No forcing, no full big inhales and exhales unless you want them. We're just relaxing. We're gonna bring that lower body center into your full Savasana. So come back and let it go. What does your Savasana look like? Maybe your arms are alongside of you with your palms up. Maybe they're right where they are. Maybe your legs are straight and relaxed. Maybe your knees are bent. Maybe one leg falls to the right and the other guy falls to the left. Wherever you are, it's all about completely allowing gravity to take the weight of your body and to pull it down into your mat, one vertebrae at a time. Back of the knee is dropped, the pelvis releases. And are you still watching your balloons float up into the sky as your head drops heavy into the floor, as your teeth unclench and your jaw gets relaxed? And it's just this little therapeutic show of balloons up in the sky, and they're massaging your brain. So let them feel soft and soothing, weightless and free. And then that lets your shoulder blades drop back a little more, and your fingertips are relaxed. And you can feel your mat kind of giving you a big hug, pulling you down deeper and deeper into the floor. And as you see that beautiful sky filled with all these gorgeous colors, take an opportunity right here and give yourself the gift of self-love. So one moment, one compliment for you, from you. Listen to the words. Let the words rush through your whole body right now. Let the words wrap around and give you a big hug. And if you have 5 more minutes to stay here on your mat in the floor with your balloons and your weightlessness, give yourself that gift to just float away. Namaste.